All right, guys, what's up? This your man Rojo, and we're here with another edition of Inside Texas Track 101. Today, I have the esteemed pleasure of interviewing one of my favorite runners here in the state of Texas. I saw this young lady run last year, and I just fell in love with her. Y'all know me, I like to claim nieces and nephews, and as you know, I'm gonna claim her as one of my nieces. Introducing, guys, London Culbreath of Mckinney North. London, thank you for joining us with Inside Texas Track. Man, it's like deja vu, like we've done this before. All right, London, so let's go over your events that you do. What all events do you do?
So I run the 2 mile, the mile, occasionally the 800, and then just recently I've been running the 4x4, like the 400 legs. Yeah. Cool.
So, man, this is, all right, guys, I got to tell y'all something. So we did this already, so I'm gonna ask her the same question. It's gonna be kind of weird, so when we laughing up here, y'all know what's up.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to what we was talking about. Yeah. How did you get into long distance running?
So it all started whenever I was young. I was about 10 years old, and I did soccer. I didn't do running. And we had a fitness camp, and so we had like 2 miles to do, and so I'm running, and I'm running against his older teams, and so I come in second overall, and my dad saves the time, and he calls my uncle, and he's like, hey, is this like a normal time for a 10-year-old to be running? And he was like, no, you got to get her into track. And so, I hated it at first. He signed me up for track. I was like, why am I doing this? Like, soccer is my love. But, as the years kept going, I started to realize that God had given me that talent. And, I had a fulfilling future in like running, and I just started enjoying it every year.
Okay, so you said you played soccer. Do you miss it?
Yeah.
You do?
I just recently, I think last summer, made the decision to stop doing soccer, so that was pretty hard for me. But I think it's the best decision for me.
Hey, it's paying off.
Yeah.
I mean, you are the state record holder in the 3200. So and you did that as your freshman year.
Yeah.
Man. So we're heading into our state meet coming up this weekend. So you did big things last year. What are your goals for this year?
This year, for state, I really want to get this mile record, and it's like 4:48, and so that will help me break my 4:50 time. I really want to get the mile record at state. I'm also running in the Boston Dream Mile, and
okay.
I'd love to win that actually. And then a few weeks later, I'll be doing the Brooks PR, and I'm really excited for that because that's whenever I got my 10:04 freshman record. So I'm really excited for that race too. And the 2 mile, hopefully I'll PR and place up there.
Cool.
And then I think I'm doing another one. I'm doing the New Balance, so hopefully just doing good in that too and PRing.
It seems like your season is about to get started.
I know.
Man, you have a busy summer ahead of you. All right, so I ask this out of all my distance runners. So when you're running, what do you think about when you're running? I mean, that's a lot of time to think.
Yeah. Well, I'm always thinking about time, pace. Am I hitting my times? Am I hitting my splits? I'm not really zoning out. I'm always thinking about time, pace, getting my feet down quick. Occasionally I'll hear other people cheering, but some people come up to me and they're like, hey, did you hear me cheering? I'm like, oh, not really, because I'm just so zoned in to thinking about time and my goal for that race and hitting that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I never ran long distance, but we used to have to train, off season and all that. And so I used to run. I used to snap my fingers. I need some music humming in my head. I need a rhythm because I just couldn't do it. Have you ever in your life started a race and just said, man, and just quit, just stop running?
No.
As a young girl doing races? That's
I've
impressive.
even thought about that. I was like, I've never quit a race. I can't even, I don't even know if I've done that on a training run either. I've always just, if I finish if I start something, I'm going to finish it. So. Hey,
that's some good advice right there. Good advice. Okay, so you said you was getting ready for this massive summer. I mean, it's so funny to think that the state meet is the start of our season, right?
Yeah,
we're going to start it off with the state run, All right, so I interviewed a young lady from Mansfield Lake Ridge the other day. I told her it's going to be a 2-man battle Two-lady battle. McKinney North, Lake Ridge, Mansfield Lake Ridge. So, what's the plan? Now, I figure you're probably not going to help your team out much because Jazz is going to cancel. Y'all two are going to cancel each other out. You know what I'm saying? She's going to get 20 in her field. You're going to get 20 in your running event. So they're going to cancel each other out.
Gotcha.
So the small points.
Yeah.
I think you guys have a discus thrower that made it as well, right?
Chico, yeah.
She's going to have to score some points.
Yeah.
I was telling Faith, I said the small points are gonna matter. I told her it's gonna be a chess match. I cannot wait. It's probably the most anticipated event that I'm looking forward to seeing. So, I'm gonna be cheering for y'all both. I love y'all, but somebody gotta win. So I just want to see the strategy, what's gonna be put into place. So what is your earliest, I guess your earliest memory of running would be the running with the soccer team or whatever? Or running whatever? Yeah. Okay, so what has been your greatest moment? I know you're young. Yeah. But what has been your greatest moment in track and field?
Well, I remember probably my first one would have been whenever I ran club track in the summer. I went to AAU and USATF nationals, and I'd recently been getting, kind of third and second and, some occasionally fourth. And then I think the final year that I did it, I'd won, I think, either the mile or 2 mile. I can't remember, but, that race was special to me because I had actually, it just showed my growth. And, I moved from being on, third or fourth to first. And so that was a big moment for me. But one of my favorite races was state last year in the mile when it was me and Gracie Morris. That was such a fun race.
Yes.
It was kind of I was kind of scared, but it was this weird feeling I knew what I was doing, but I didn't, and I was just kind of winging it. But I thought that race was really fun, and definitely the Brooks PR where I got my national freshman record. That was probably my greatest achievement I've ever gotten. So I really enjoyed that race.
That's cool. I hate that Gracie's hurt.
I know,
and you guys can't go at it this year because I enjoyed every lap of that race.
Me too.
What the old saying, iron sharpens iron. Yeah. And so you guys pushed each other, and that was just an enjoyable thing to watch.
I know. I love running with competition, and Gracie's such a great competitor, and I loved running with her. Cool.
Alrighty, so we're not gonna get into those questions yet, the ones that comes off my head, because I had another question to ask you, but I can't think of what it is. All right, so what has been your greatest disappointment in track and field?
I can't really think of one for track and field, but I know for sure on the whole running spectrum was definitely Nike Nationals this last year. Because the first year that I went as a freshman, I got 12th. So coming in this year, I was really excited. I was placed, ranked first, or not first, first to third, anywhere in that range, top 5. And so I was really excited, I was gonna be on the top leaderboard, and I get there and it just wasn't my race that day. I got 31st, and that was a big disappointment for me, and it kind of it knocked me down hard, and it was just really cold. I couldn't feel my body. I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish the race, actually. I was pretty surprised I did, but I don't know. That race was just horrible for me, and so looking back at it, I do feel like it kind of motivated me, not to ever experience that again. So that was probably my biggest.
Well, sometimes we get stronger by those things that don't knock us out. Yeah. So that's a good learning experience.
Yeah,
good learning experience. All right, London. So we're going to get into the fun part of this interview now. Ooh. We're about to ask some questions off the top of the head.
Okay,
It has nothing to do with track. We're going to take it off the track.
Sounds good.
We're going to take it off the track. All right, so London, give me your top 5 in your playlist. Top 5 songs in your playlist.
Ooh, okay. So, I'm a big fan of oldies but goodies.
Oh, okay. Now I'm old school. So let me hear your old school. What you got?
Okay. Well, recently, I guess my all-time favorite is probably I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor.
Okay.
That's probably my first one. I also like I Need a Hero. I don't remember her name, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Pat Benatar.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
No,
I need a hero. I need a hero. Yeah, that one. I sing that song. Now you're going to make me go back and check. Okay.
And then Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Okay.
And then fourth would probably be Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I love that song.
Elton
and
John,
then,
Kiki, what's her face? Yeah.
And then Come On Eileen. I like all of those songs.
You know what? You can hang with me anytime. I rolls that in my car all the time.
Me too.
I'm a 80s. I love 80s music, old school 80s. I love it. Man, that's a good answer. We don't even have to ask no more questions. Alrighty, so what was the last movie you seen?
Oh shoot. I know I saw one recently. I can't remember. I know I watched A Miracle Season recently. Okay. I don't think that was my most recent. Oh, I started to watch 101 Dalmatians again.
The cartoon version?
Yeah,
or
the cartoon version.
Okay. Hey, you just old school. Yeah. You got old soul. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so, man. Okay, so if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive,
oh my goodness,
who would it be, and what would be the first question you asked?
Oh, that's probably a hard question, but I might have to relate this back to running. Probably Steve Prefontaine.
Okay.
I didn't really know who he was. It was kind of embarrassing until like 2 years ago, but I've read his story and like he's just so inspiring. And I guess my first question with him would probably be like anything running related. I mean, I would ask him more than one question for sure. I'd probably just, go into. I love to talk to big runners and like especially at Nike, they let us sit with the Olympians. So like we were just asking as many questions as we could. So
being in that setting, what was probably the best bit of information you received that day?
I don't know. It was probably just like I do remember I was kind of, for this year I was still disappointed and we still got to eat with them after the race. And, I kind of brought it up. I was like, have you ever had like a just race where you did horrible? Like, and how did you recover from that? And they told me, not everybody has great races and you just have to learn to get up from them and become stronger from them and learn from them. And, that was probably the best advice I got after my performance that day. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, London, so here's our last question.
Uh-oh.
All right, so if you could change one thing about Texas high school track and field, what would it be?
Well, I'd like a race where all of the distance runners have to do a sprint or like a sprint event, and all the sprinters had to do a long distance event. So we kind of like swap and like get to feel like
get to appreciate each other's.
Because I know like I guess sometimes I'll probably be like, oh, sprinting is just there, but that takes so much like energy to exert it all at once, and I think I'd like to see how they do in distance because I know that's way out there.
I'll tell you this. If they had that back in my day, I'd probably been the first person to foul the 3200. I'm jumping every time. Pow, I'm gone. I'm gonna jump. They gonna disqualify me. All right, London. Well, guys, that's been our time. I want to thank our lovely guest. I love her to death, guys. I'm telling you, this is my girl over here. London, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Inside Texas Track. Guys, state meet. We are 48 hours away. Go out there, handle your business. This is your man Rojo. I'll be out there taking pictures, shooting some videos. So until next time, peace.